they gotta burn, I missed it. They all sound something autistic. Talking about the homie that'll feel the same. Talking about me, eyes up in Queens. Stretched out body like a limousine. Reaching for the goal cause I'm with the team. You can reach me by landline. Well, I think not. Looking at red like a dead man. Bolt up the hand, no Ray man. Call me too short when I do my ring dance.
Ring dance. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
Line 'em up, 1, 2, 3, sick 'em. Hit him in the middle of his Gucci fitted. Pistol grip, I'm a new good written, sawed off on the block and a drop top. Hit 'em with oxys and amphetamines, loaded Glocks in the set. It is a concoction to deadly bitches. Think you really wanna test this bitch? I'm king shit. I'm from the gutter from nothing. I'm on my throne of drug addiction, pain, hatred, and suffering. Nothing to bust a shot. Fuck the cops, fuck the state, fuck fakes, fuck the game, fuck money, fuck fame. I'm Damien.
Cool. Are y'all ready for a throwback? Before I start this shit, it's a throwback. It's one of my first professionally done songs. Or well, by the way, I should add, it doesn't sound professionally, but we felt it was professional back in the day. So here that goes. Anybody that can tell me whose beat this is? It's not my beat. Anybody who can tell me whose beat this is gets a free t-shirt of your choice from my merch store.
They ask me why I'm so quiet. Something inside me died with the violence. I hide it, but behind the silence is crisis. It's too much, I'm trying to fight it. What? I try to hold my head high and suffice it. Grab a pen and try to write some fire shit. Maybe they might get it. Maybe these motherfuckers might listen. Maybe there's something in a life missing. Despite me coming from prison, maybe they'll see me for the man that I really am. And the gift I was given in the ditch that I've risen from the shit that I've given them. A sickness that renders up, but listen, I ain't giving up. Forget the bitches, I can live with one. Go ahead and fuck with a bitch, I miss my gun. Cause I got some issues that's been conflicting us. But listen, I ain't giving it to the affliction. Just trust in me, let me lift you up. I need a minute, this is just too much. Legitly, chick, I miss you more. And that's the realest kiss I've ever fucking given. And that's on my son. Any problems, it's on my gun. I'll never fall and never soften up. And when I call out to you, call with all my lungs, I love you.
You know how it go. You know how it go. Let me know if there's an echo.
Mind blown as the time flows. Psychosis, write a rhyme for the maestro. This dimension, get a rep in it. Time slows, flying over 6 cities, hit a spiral. And down we go. Carousel and around we go. Misconception, that's a sound I know. Look in the mirror, that's a clown I know. That's a clown I know. Are you a rose from the concrete? Have you even rose from the concrete? Have you seen the look in the eyes of a man that's been broken inside when hope dies? And I don't know why I'm still back and forth in my mind. I'm going right to left, but what's left when you right back to the 12 steps? The loss of regret, the things that we all neglect.
Princess Diana, what's good, mama? What's good? What's good? Princess in the house. Princess in this motherfucker.
Together in this song we can all sing better.
Princess, where you at? Don't bounce on me.
All the riches in the world couldn't calm the plethora of cognition in the raw form. Saw the death of them all, men and all, women in the raw. What's up of us all, blessed all, wretched in the raw, connected in all respects. Are we all God's rejects? Are we in a free fall to the degree? Can we all take a moment just to follow the lead and make them all see the house we got there for a reason and all see that we all bleed?
Yeah, as I should be. Next week I'm going back.
Motherfucker, this is our concrete. Motherfucker, this is our concrete. Just stop the bleeding. We all feed off each other. We all breathe another false disease. Now he's looking for a hand out, but always looking at his cameras.
Wow. Cup song by my little sister before she died. Give me a minute, I'll stop the music in a minute and start talking.
Sipping on this stick with a potion. Bitch, I'm on one, get a ball from. They wanna hit up on shit. This box and shiny, the Rockies on my. Off to get Molly, ride to the side. And city, bitch, I'm spitting, I'm incentivized. I live for this shit, chop that line and the mescaline biscuits. I'm fine, I'm sipping on this bitch. My mind can live this bitch, I get that fire. I'm real high, bitch, better, blessing the session with ecstasy. Ain't no synthetic, it's only the best, and I'm gone, baby.
I'm sitting at a real high. Yeah, I just wanna know you. Yeah. Spacing out a real high. I'm tripping. I just wanna know you. Yeah, I'm sitting at a real high. I'm sitting at a real high.
Got up in my face, I'm screwed up, watch up, bitch, I'm tripping. Trigger with the zipper, quickly stack up to the Benjamins, and I'm dipping, cause I'm numbed up, bitch. With a white powder around my nose. Round booty hoes always sitting on my lap, not one of them wearing clothes. Full of pills in my pocket, critical line never coming down, there's no stopping. I'll remain high till the day that I die, reach my level, you gotta blast off and I'll rock it. I got a rock going off inside with the purple, watch that playboy bunny. Got me reaching up to levels like I've been reading.
All right. All right. Let's get into this motherfucker. Let's get into it. We got, what do we have? One person in here. Can I get a roll call? Anybody want to jump in the chat and let me know what's really popping? What's really going down? All message you will person will appear quickly. I don't know why my chat doesn't work in here. It's really fucking obnoxious. Alright, well, I have to use this. I'm just going to use this. So, we'll take this and move this over here on this screen, and bam, we're good to go. And I can see both. I mean, really, if I'm able to take this, can I do a pop-out screen on this? I'm sorry for talking out loud, guys, but I'm trying to figure out. There it goes, pop-out chat. And we're just gonna move this bitch over here. Right where the other one belongs. Pain in the fucking ass. Alright. What's good, y'all? What did I call this? Wednesday Wake Up Manik Asylum live. This is gonna be a live number 23 that I've done so far. So I'm trying to really step it up. And let me switch this real quick. Y'all have to excuse me. I think there's only one person in here, so we're not really wasting too many folks' times. And let's get this there and this here. And we're gonna be good to go in just a moment. Alright, so we got our I'm gonna go see what she barking at. She barking at. Alright, that was my stepson getting home from school and shit. Holy shit. There's too many people that have jobs right now, man. I'm disappointed like you can't be here with me. I'm just kidding. Like I said, I'm back to work next week and I'm not looking forward to it. So I need to get this fucking camera. Alright. What's up, guys? As soon as more people get in here, what's good with everybody? Princess, are you still with me? What I want to talk about today is something that I began discussing. Something that I began to discuss. Yeah, okay. Princess, did you happen to see the video that I did on living with depression as a father? Just out of curiosity. Because while it's just me and you in here, I think it's a good precursor that I could get started up. And no, I don't think so. Okay, so what I did is I had a little quick live stream, and I felt like I had to get some shit off my chest. I was feeling pretty down, and I came across a photograph. And I'll put this photograph up for you, and I want you to see something. This is a video when I was a young man. It was on Seminole Boulevard. We lived in a house on Seminole Boulevard. Now all those houses are businesses. So we lived in a house on Seminole Boulevard, right on Seminole Boulevard. Now they're all businesses, but there were houses before there. And there was a lot of heinous shit that went down in that house. And I came across this photograph of me with my first fucking computer. And it really kind of bugged me out because in the background of it, what you can see is myself and my mother. And I'm holding my little sister that, if you don't know, she died in her car accident in 2017. And I'm holding my baby sister, walking my mother down the aisle. And I came to the conclusion that, holy shit, I really did not have any male influence in my life. And it's just more, to me, it's like almost obvious that if there's not a king and a queen in the household that is willing to articulate to their children, to really debrief their kids and help them understand, whether or not you have that, you may have it. You may have a mother and a father. You may have no mother and a father like me. And you could still get the same results because these people aren't doing the things they should be doing. I did have a mother and a stepfather. Now, my mother was completely absent. She was constantly at her husband's throat, and they were constantly going back and forth. And most of it was my mother. I will leave it at that as far as that goes, because I think I'm going to do a thing on Patreon with a lot more detail about the kind of things that we went through as a family. And what kind of happened was, after Michael, which was my stepfather, died, right before my little sister died, things become clear. Hindsight is 2020, and things became very, very clear to me, and it made me understand how we have such an effect on one another's lives that it's almost inescapable. And good God, oh, here it is. Here's the photograph. Let me go ahead and just do this, and then I'll pull up this photograph and show it to you guys. And it's very interesting. It's very fascinating, and it's very ugly in terms, because as soon as I'm able to put this picture up and articulate it for you, you'll understand what I mean a little bit better. Now, Princess Diana, I don't know if you watched any of my other things, if you watched any of my other videos or anything like that. Regarding growing up and how I grew up and how we grew up and how it was complete and total chaos. But here is the photograph. This is me as a young man sitting at my very first computer that my great-great-grandmother bought me. And it was one of those old school joints, right? And in this house that I'm sitting in right now, a lot of terrible, terrible things went down. A lot of very ugly, a lot of very terrible, heinous shit happened. And it was hard for a young man to deal with. And in the background, if you look, if you can see it, there's a little bit of a reflection. And in the background, if you look, you can see the residue of a photograph of me walking my mother down the aisle, holding my baby sister in my arms, walking her down the aisle. If you don't know, my little sister died at 18 years old in 2017 in a drunk driving car accident. And it dawned on me. Shit, I hit the wrong button. It dawned on me that, holy shit, I really did not fucking have any of those goddamn... I really did not have any male influence in my life. Where can I put this so I can see it? Okay. And you see that? Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that bizarre? It's like residue. So on the on the right hand side would be my mom, and on the left hand side would be me, and I'm holding my baby sister, and she ended up passing away. And what dawned on me was I gave my mother away in her wedding, and I was like, holy shit. All the way down the line, I really didn't have any male influence in my life. And I don't know how much of my other stuff that you've watched, but this is why I feel go so hard on the father and mother kind of thing. I think the mother and the father is very, very, very important to have, because you get to see both sides of the coin. You get to see the divine feminine, and you get to see the divine masculine, and I think you need to see both of them in their glory. However, the problem is that kids with parents on both sides, kids with a mother and a father, often don't see that themselves. I didn't have that. I did have it, but they were just like fucking so far out there. But the kids that had them, and they were somewhat stable at least, they still don't get it, because we're talking about, there's a lot of people that are dumbed down. There's a lot of people that don't care. There's a lot of people that are just, they're going to sports games and they're fucking, integrating into their bread and circus, and they're just not giving a fuck. And they're not really deeply thinking about anything about what's going on in life, period. None whatsoever. And, pardon me. So it's like, Princess Diane, if you don't know why I follow Hassan, so yes, eyes wide shut. If you don't know why that I follow Hassan so strongly, and I believe in Hassan, and I rock with Hassan, and I appreciate Hassan, is because the first time that I ever talked to Hassan on the phone was regarding my molestation at the hands of my uncle. His name is Stephen Cook. He works at Audio X. He actually owns it. He is a worthless, no good piece of shit, and he's done some of the most filthy, dirty things to the people that he has been around. And this motherfucker does not have drug addiction to fall back on. He is just that person. He's done some very heinous shit to his own mother. And pardon me. The thing about it is this man, I had no male influence in my life, zero, except for my uncle and my grandfather, which passed away when I was a child growing up, a young man, right? And this is why I try to make the case for a lot of people that say, you don't really need that. You just need two people that are just really pretty good. But I really do believe that there is a divine feminine and a divine masculine that needs to be understood on both ends. I gave this man another chance. And this was on my Patreon for quite some time. And now I'm going to release at least some of it. Not all of it, but some of it on YouTube. This man, Stephen Cook, this man, Stephen Cook of Audio X, please don't call him. Let's not try to add fuel to the fire. I mean, if you want to, you want to. He used to take me out to the shed when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. He would take me out to the shed and force me to do some pretty heinous things. And I go deeper into that in my Patreon page. It's $1 a month. It's $1 a month. You can do up to $5 a month, but I put the whole shebang on there. And this guy did these things to me. So let's fast forward to about 7. Wait. So I was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's fast forward about 10 years. In about 10 years, I went up to work with my Uncle Stephen Cook. I will continue to say his name, Stephen Cook. My Uncle Stephen Cook. I went up to work with this man because I needed an out. I needed an opportunity. I was not finding any opportunities here. And when I got up there, all seemed well. He helped me get a car. He helped me get an apartment. It was a shitbox car, and it was an apartment in the middle of the ghetto, in the hood. So we're kind of like juggling a line of I'm helping you out, but at the same time I'm fucking really just kind of like pushing you up under the concrete, with the, and just letting you be what you be. And there were times that this man was paying, the whole time this man was paying me next to fucking nothing. We're talking $200 a week, okay? Now you can scrounge up on that, right? You can scrounge that maybe $200 a week, because he had me paying him off for the car. Sometimes it was $150 a week, a whole week's worth. His excuse was, well, you have to pay me back for the car, and you have to pay me back for the down payment for the apartment. All right, Steve, whatever. It got to the point to where I started to sink financially. And Steven was the type of guy that we went out to lunch one day. And it was all of us guys having lunch at a nice restaurant. And I was like, Steve, man, like, I'm having trouble with bills right now, man. Can you do me a favor and at least cover my lunch today? I'm hungry. We work hard. We're hard workers. Check. Let me turn this up a little bit. We're very, very hard workers. And his excuse to me and his response to me was, if you can't handle your money properly, then you need to understand the repercussions of that. And on that day that I was quite hungry, they all sat around and ate steaks and surf and turfs, and I sat there with bread and water. That was my first strike. I said, okay, I see where this is going. Now, a lot of the workers that were in there, a lot of the workers that worked with Steven, they saw nepotism. That's what they saw. They saw nepotism. They saw this man bringing me in, giving me cars, giving me apartments. But what they didn't understand was I owed him for all this money, and he was taken out of every single fucking check. What's good, Liz? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mama. And thank you very much for your kind words and your comment earlier. I really appreciate it. Hey guys, can you do me a favor, please, and hit the like button on the way out? We had a really pretty good lives the other day, and I had Hassan in the chat, and I had Derek Williams call in, and I had CashApp Queen call in, and I ended up with 2 likes on the video. I was like, damn, I gotta start reminding people, because I'm bad about that too. I'm really bad about that too. So, anyways, where did I leave off? Can somebody please tell me where I left off with the Steve story? Okay, so damn. You didn't miss the live. I didn't put the live up. Yeah, I didn't put the live up. I put up the story, and the story with all the graphic details, I put all that up on my Patreon, because I did not want to put that on a free YouTube thing, because I did not want it to circulate. I didn't want to get a defamation of character suit or some crazy shit like that, because you know how fucked up the world is right now. So I put it on my Patreon. My Patreon link is in the thing. I'll be honest with you, Princess Diane. If you don't really want to put up $1 or $5, if it's like, if you're not up there right now like I am, because I'm broke as fuck right now, I'll put it on public for you so you can see it. You know what I mean? I just do the Patreon to bring an extra couple bucks here and there. I will very easily take it off of to charge, to just so you could see it if you would like to see it. No, there's no problem with that at all. But yeah, we were eating with him, and he said, well, I'm sorry, you should manage your money better. And this was $150 a week that he was giving me. Maybe $200 a week he was giving me. Maybe tops. That was a good week. And I was busting my ass for this guy. Busting my fucking ass for this guy. And I ended up eating bread and water while I had to sit there and watch all these guys eat steaks, T-bone steaks, and surf and turfs and all that stuff. So that was, pretty much strike number 1. Along the way came the other guys that saw nepotism with what we were doing. They saw my uncle buying me a car. They saw my uncle giving me a radio for my car. They saw my uncle helping me get into an apartment complex. However, they didn't understand that he was forcing me to pay him back for all these things. So I was getting no money on my end whatsoever. And I was barely filling my gas tank. I was barely being able to get problems fixed with my car. I was barely being able to do anything because I had zero extra money. And good God, don't dare come ask him for any money. So the other guys in the shop started to see a nepotism type of thing going on with us. which if you don't know what nepotism is, it's bringing family within your business structure and giving them the upper hand, which is far from exactly what happened. So that happened, and one day, so that was strike two. You know, we got guys coming at me trying to think it's nepotism, and they have no idea. And that's another problem that we have. We have people that make things up in their mind, and they're not getting any facts. They're just letting whatever they think just circulate in their brains, and they're not taking it outwards and asking questions and saying, hey, what's going on with you and you and you and you? And, you know, it's a dead end street. And one day, Steven got upset with me because of something that I did wrong or something on the shop. And he got in my face in front of the entire shop and said, I will beat your fucking little scrawny bitch ass. At the time, I was pretty scrawny. I'm pretty scrawny right now. I beef up pretty good, but I haven't worked out for a hot minute. I don't know if anybody you guys see me at my best physical form, but I was pretty stocked up and I was pretty good looking. But this guy this guy got up in my face, Steve, my uncle, and he just completely laid into me, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass if you ever try me like that again. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. So I stood up and I got in his face and I said, you're not gonna do shit to me, Steven. I'm tired of you talking to me like this, and the next time you talk to me like this, let's take it outside, or we can take it outside right now. I said something about that in that context. That wasn't verbatim, but I said something along those lines. The next day that I came into work, I was fired. So now not only was I fired, but I was fired in a state that I knew nobody, with no money, with a low employment rate. He left me high and dry. And that was the last time I will ever forgive somebody for such a heinous crime. You know, it's just it's hilarious. Like, I feel like I get the shit end of the stick in every way, shape, or form. You know, I didn't have any male influence in my life, and now that I am a male influence in my life for my children, they seem like they don't want it. Thank you, Liz. And I didn't have a father, I didn't have a mother, I didn't have a biological father, and I had a stepfather. But he wasn't equipped. He didn't have the faculties to be a real father to a young man. So it was like, okay, I got you here, but you're not offering me anything. You're not trying to really help out at all. So after a while, it took me a while to understand that Mike was actually a very good man. He really loved his family. He really did care about his family. He was a decent human being, you know. And I did series about that. You know, I did videos about that. Go back, guys. If you care, if you give a shit, like if it resonates with you at all, please, by all means, go back and watch some of my past videos. You'll see it all. It's very disconcerting, you know, and it's not the worst of the worst, but it's definitely not the best of the best, and it's pretty fucking ugly. So You know, man, some of the most amazing people I know were orphans. Keep rising. I will, God damn it, because you know what? I can't fall down anymore. I have to come up. It's time to come up. I have to come up. There's no other place to go. Where am I gonna go? Sideways? The fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Just you know, and the whole thing I started this on was being a father living in depression. And you know, I got the short end of the stick in every aspect of it. You know, when I did have a father, or not a father, or a male influence, okay? I had my granddad that was an alcoholic that took no time whatsoever to speak to me about anything about life. I had my uncle that took advantage of me. I had my stepdad that at first I hated, but eventually I figured out he was a pretty good guy. Unfortunately, that was after he passed away. I have one sibling. I grew up by myself in my grandmother's house in a prison. I grew up by myself just with nothing to do. My grandparents wouldn't let me go outside. They didn't want to let me have friends. So I grew up 100% by myself until I was at the age of 13 years old. And I finally got my little sister, but there's a 13-year-old age gap. You can't really get along with one another. You can't really sit down and have a chat with one another. I mean, at least not for quite some time. And then that's what started to happen once she got to her 18 years old mark, rather. Let me check this real quick. Excuse me. Pardon me, guys. Okay. So sometimes I feel like my life is a really cruel, bad comedy. And I'll expand on more on that in later videos. Liz says, you help others really realize it is humbling. You have helped me understand so much in a short time. I hope so. I hope I helped you understand at least a little bit more about myself. Because I feel like that is so important, because I feel very, very misunderstood a lot of the times. So if I helped you understand more about me and what I think and how I think and why I say the things I do, that means a lot to me, because that's been a battle from day one for me around the people. I've constantly been misunderstood and misconstrued. So I need people that really get it, like understand like what I've been through and why I see things the way I see them. We have a third person up in here. Could I get a roll call? But yeah, so I mean it's, and I'm glad and Liz, it seems like you understand and you appreciate the things that I speak about, and that's the world to me, you know. And you too, Princess Diana. You're from my area too. Alright? You from the Burg, right? You from Wick City. You're from my whole area. Right? So you know how it is down here. You know how it is down here. You might have even, I think we talked about maybe crossing paths at one point, but probably likely not. I feel like if I can help other people, I feel like if I could help other people understand me and what I've gone through and why I think what I think about things and how I feel about what I feel about things, I feel like I can help them understand, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And maybe it'll help them understand something about themselves, maybe. I don't know. I'm no doctor. I'm no therapist. I'm some guy talking on YouTube. But I'm trying to get things out the best way that I can. I'm trying to put two and two together and just say, here, this is what I came up with. What do you think? You know what I mean? Maybe what I'll do, I've heard that before, Liz. I've heard that that's my calling. Like, I need to start writing. I have to start writing more. I have started, but I need to start writing some more. And I do feel backed in a corner. Like, if I write the book that I've been writing for a while now, and I finish it, I have to wonder who's gonna really listen, you know? I deal with depression, so it makes you feel like, get the fuck out of here. You know, I feel I deal with depression, so it makes me feel like there's no way I'm gonna be able to be anything or do anything, and that's why I fell into such a deep depression after our thing. However, I do know that there is an angle for me. I do know that I can help others. I do know that there are things that I can do to empower others. I just gotta find that niche, and maybe I'm doing it right now. And it's just not getting out to enough people. Maybe that's what it is. You know? I just gotta kind of play it by ear, you know? And I like getting on here and talking about just how I feel in life and where I came from and the things that I went through, and try really, really hard to explain my line of thinking. Like, this is why I see things this way. Like, if more people could understand why I feel the way I do, put yourself in the Creator's hands and submit. He is speaking to you. That I believe. And I just want to reach out, and I want to help others. That's what I want to do. That's my thing. That's what I want to do. And I feel like I could get there. You know, that the depression likes to beat me down, but I feel like I could get there. And I feel like if I keep on pushing, if I do not stop, if I keep banging away at these videos and just talking about life and what I've come across, because I've been through a lot of things that a lot of other people have not been through by the time they're 40. Like, I've been to prison, you know, I've been let's not get into how many things I've been in, and I feel like I've got so much life I have life. I can't think of the words. I keep thinking experiment. Anyways, I've been through shit in my life, so I feel like I have a lot to offer. Experiences, yeah. Lots of experiences. Lots of experiences. Lots of bad ones. Lots of ugly ones. A lot of painful ones. But some good ones, you know. And I feel like the bad ones might be able to help other people more, because I want them to see that other people go through it, because for so long I felt like I was the only person on earth that was going through the things that I was going through, and that's completely and totally wrong. And I finally, maybe 5 to 6, 7 years ago, I finally figured out, holy shit, there's plenty of other people out here that are going through these same situations, these same circumstances, and they need somebody out there to say, hey, listen, I went through this too. We can work through this together, because I've been through it. I've done it. I've gone there. I've been there and done that. Just listen. All you have to do is listen and take it as you will. Take it as you are. And boy, do I want to help others. Like, that's one of my biggest things. Can I help other people? Can I really, really help other people get through things that they've been through? I mean, that's a beautiful thing if I can. If I can hack that, and if I can bring that through to the next level, to the next step, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I really, really do think I'm good. I really, really do. I don't know. I don't know but if you guys have time here, do we still have 4 people in here? Okay. I do feel like it might be important to showcase it, because I'm going to go ahead and end this shortly, but I think, of course, you are with the power of the Creator and all the things that are possible. That's right, Liz. I agree. I absolutely agree. And I feel like if I can, I want to, I think I want to end this with something very important. If I can find this, I want to end this with something that I feel to be very, very important and very relevant to these circumstances that I have been discussing. And I'm going to find it shortly here, and I want to put this on. And after I put this on, I want to get a couple comments from you guys of what you think about just this heinous shit that is taking place within my life, and how I've dealt with it. How have I dealt? Do you think I've dealt with it well? Absolutely, and I absolutely will. So if you want to stick around, I'm about to put on something that I think is very important. And it's, I don't think it's long, it's pretty short. And I think this is a good video. So if you want to stick around for this, and throw a couple comments on it, please do so. And I'm going to get over here to, bam, right here. And please guys, enjoy. You are more than welcome. Let me make sure I got my chat box up. I do. Let me make sure it's the proper chat box. And I would like to hear what you guys think about this. Excuse me. Had to blow in the mic. Okay, so we're going to do a chat box. We're going to get this chat box rocking. Make sure we can get some chat in here. Bam. There we are with that. Where's the other chat box? That can go. And I really want you guys to see this. If you have the time, please do so. And I think I'll be back with the live much later, and a little bit later, and we can go through this and we can really have a good discussion. So here we go, guys, and I'm gonna put this on for you and let me know what you think.
Right now, many in Citrus County are mourning the loss of 2 young teens killed in a weekend crash. A third teenager still recovering in the hospital right now.
This is my little sister. That's my little sister right there. This is all my little sister. That's the tattoo I'm getting over.
Many in Citrus County are mourning the loss of 2 young teens killed in a weekend crash. A third teenager still recovering in the hospital right now. ABC Action News reporter Karen Moshik is in Crystal River with the chilling images captured just minutes before that deadly accident.
Well, this weekend, those 3 teens were coming in their vehicle right down US 19 when they veered off the road, ultimately slamming right into that tree. Now their family members posting this haunting message on Facebook in hopes it saves other lives.
3 days after the deadly crash, people are still stopping by this roadside memorial just outside Crystal River.
I just want to stop and say a secret little prayer for them.
Beverly Stroop and her husband were driving down this highway moments after the crash happened late Friday.
As we were going by really slow for the scene, obviously it was fresh, and we saw a stretcher, but we didn't see any people.
She learned later 18-year-old Sage Fields and her friend 18-year-old Sam O'Connor were killed. The 15-year-old friend in the backseat is in the hospital with serious injuries. A family member posting these Snapchat videos she wrote her sister took just minutes before her life ended. That relative requesting others pass her message on, hoping it might save lives. It's already been shared thousands of times, many hoping it will be a teachable moment for families everywhere.
Hope the young ones coming up and will make better choices as well. It's frightening. It's terrible. It didn't have to happen.
Florida Highway Patrol is continuing to investigate the crash but say alcohol was definitely involved and that charges will likely be filed sometime in the near future. Reporting in Citrus County, Karen Moshik, ABC Action News.
Welcome back, Manik Asylum. I hope everybody's doing well today. This is a bit of a somber video, a little difficult to make, a little difficult to go through the photographs and videos, but here we are. I felt like this is one of the most necessary. I think this entire series was built off the back of what happened to Sage, because it is the end result of everything that I've talked about in the previous chapters. Now, can you connect what happened to Sage directly to the circumstances of her family life and what happened in the past? Not necessarily, but make no mistake about it. I named this series The Butterfly Effect for a reason. My biggest regret with Sage is not spending more time with her. We did talk on the phone a lot. She would call me, usually she would call me when she was breaking down because she knew that I had gone through the same thing at home with my stepfather and mother. That's generally when she would call me, and she knew I was well spoken and well with the words. So I think she looked to me for maybe a little bit of help because Sage, just like me, had no guidance. She didn't have anybody there to guide her. She didn't have anybody there for her. This is like my speech I wrote for her at her memorial. Having a fit mother and a fit father in the household is so fucking important. The mother and the father are at the ends of the spectrum, and everything in between gets swallowed up and dealt with as long as you have a fit mother and a fit father that are ready to be parents, that know what it is to be a parent, that know what it is to raise a child and not just be there and take care of them. Parenting is not feeding and clothing your child only. Parenting is raising your child and preparing your child for the world ahead. Once you become a parent, you sign up for that. Now along the way, there are bumps, there are things that are beyond your control. Your kids get older, and especially if you are separated from the mother or the father, there are things that are far beyond your control. There's nothing that you can do often, especially with the state of the family courts. It was chaotic at home for the entirety of Sage's life. Zero stability, no parameters, no boundaries. I used to talk to my mother and my grandmother because they were exclusively raising her once my great-grandmother passed and she, wasn't there. And my grandmother and my mother would raise her, and I would tell them all the time, I was like, you got to, the same old song, thanks. I would tell them, like, listen, you really got to be more engaged in different types of ways, though, not just being a friend to them and letting them do what they want and getting them what they want. You have to be a figure, you have to, God, I don't know, I just couldn't get it through to them, and these are the same people that would call me when she was out of control. Will you talk to your sister? Oh, now you want me to talk to my sister because she's out of control and you can't control her now because you didn't listen to a thing I said when I told you. You have to create some boundaries. You have to be a parent. And now here you are calling me, and I'm waiting for the same call in other circumstances right now. My damn self. I'm glad I finally got it. I'm glad I finally got my shit together, and it was hard for me. It was hard for me to collect myself because and focus on what is important. It took me a while to do it, but I'm glad I finally got there. Even when I was fucked up, I still had my same philosophy on parenting, but I was fucked up, so I couldn't establish it in the way that it needed to be established. But we'll cover all that in chapter 4. I mean, y'all have to excuse me because it's hard to find words, it's hard to find a way to talk about this because of the gravity of it. I mean, you don't know what the right thing to say is, and you don't know, like, it's when somebody that close to you passes, it's your mind gets just juggled and your fucking ears are, you can't think straight because you feel like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I had wrecked my car and flipped it 4 times, broke my back. Sorry, months before Sage had her first accident in her life. Do you know how many car accidents I've been in? And I had just months before Sage got into her first car accident. I had flipped my car like 4 times and broke my back, walked away from it. Sage gets in one accident and it's over. I'd say 8 months before Sage's accident is when my stepdad, her father, died of an overdose of heroin, which was covered in chapter 2. And you just can't make sense of it. I'll tell you one thing that did happen though. When Sage passed, she lit a fire on my ass. Because Michael and Sage were my biggest supporters. Also my aunt that also died a few months after, or a year after Sage. So we got Mike a few months before Sage's accident, and then about a year later, maybe less, my aunt passed away in her sleep just out of nowhere. It was insane. It was like, what the fuck is going on? And it just so happens that Michael, Sage, and Kelly were the biggest supporters of me when it came to my music and stuff like that. They always believed in me. They always supported me. And with them passing, I was like, hey, do me a favor, guys, and please hit that like button, please. I've got to thank you. I've got to try. I gotta, and it lit a fire under my ass. And I just like, share, all that stuff. If you could, much love. I'll play it at the end. I'll be back at the end if you want to stick around. It's not the greatest music in the world, but it wasn't bad, man. And I still got some collaborations on the way. I'm still working on doing music and stuff. I'm not expecting to, blow up over it, but it's fun and I enjoy it. And those three passing, it was almost like them telling me, yelling at me, hey man, we're gone. Keep going though. Like if I don't get any hits on my music or anything like that on social media, or nobody's paying attention to my posts, or nobody is saying anything about my music when I post it up, I know those three would be cheering for me, and that's good enough for me. But this isn't about me. This is about Sage. Sage grew up very similar circumstances as I did. Very, very similar. And I think that's what made us so close. Once I moved out, there was long periods of times that we didn't talk to each other. But every time we saw each other, we picked up right where we left off. We had a bond. I never had a fight with. Well, I had one, little bullshit fight with Sage. Just a little argument. But other than that, we didn't fight, argue. We had a good bond. But I can tell you one thing, I was really angry because I didn't feel like Sage got what she deserved, what she needed in her life, in her upcoming. And that includes Mike. People wonder why I'm so gung-ho about fucking parenting and being a good parent, being a guide for your kids, being somebody that can sit down and talk to them and say, hey, listen, this and that and this. Be an opportunist parent. Anytime something goes wrong or they do something wrong, interject and correct and say, hey, listen, no, you might not want to do it this way because of this and because of that, And I mean this regarding all the way down to social behavior, the way they interact with other people. There are so many things that you can teach your children inadvertently through other techniques, and they catch on. That sinks into their brain, and then it becomes a part of their character. And you want your child to have good character. And a lot of parents, they don't see that. They don't pay that close attention to say, hey, wait a minute, you're My bad. That was my bad. That was my bad. Sorry. You can hear me now, right? You should be able to hear me now. I know what setting that did that. Okay, so what I was saying is I don't want to waste too much of you guys' times today. If you want to hear the song that I wrote for Sage once she passed away, hit 1. And if you guys just don't have the time right now and you would like to hear it later, just hit the 2 button, and I'll be more than happy to play it for you guys later. Okay, and I wanted to show you something, guys. I want to show you guys something real quick. This is how. 2, that's fine. Yeah. This is the we got a whole bottle of the if anybody else wants to hear it, I'll still play it, and whoever needs to go can just go. We kept a bottle of the crash site. There's a glass in here from the car that she passed away in. Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 people in here. Anybody wants to hear the track? I will end this stream with the track playing. As a matter of fact, that's just what I'll do now. I'll end the stream with the track playing, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And I really appreciate all you guys coming in and really showing support, and I really appreciate it. And let me figure out where this video is, and we will get this song that I wrote for my baby sister once she passed away, and you guys will be able to hear it. I got tons of videos going on right now, like so many videos. Alright, so here's the video that I wrote for my baby sister when she passed away. And I'm going to end it here, and I'll get back at you guys later, okay? Much love to each and every one of y'all. I love y'all.
Now I'm looking up at the sky, teary-eyed, crying to the moonlight. I never said goodbye, just let my angel fly. I said I'm ready to die, but I ain't never in my life thought I'd see your demise. I'm on my knees bleeding. Why? Breathe. Why heart bleeding ain't no reason I don't believe it, won't believe it, must be dreaming, right? Tell me I'm dreaming, you ain't leaving, right? My soul's screaming for your eyes and your smile, your heart and your cry, cause you're a queen, baby girl. I hope you're looking down on me now. I hope you're looking down on me proud, cause I'm a pound on them now. You broke rain down on them now. No choice in it, baby. Every verb, every noun, they gon' feel your heart beating. Every word, every sound, till they drown in your beauty and your love and your smile. You know I'm singing to you right, baby girl. You know it bring me to my knees at night. I grieve, I fight, I seek the light. In the dark is so dark, cold hearted, tear the world apart. Good Lord, have mercy, let the world depart.
You got your phone?
Yeah, it's my phone. Say I love you, Aunt Sage.
Let me say.
Oh, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Now I'm looking up at the sky, teary-eyed, crying to the moonlight. I never said goodbye, just let my angel fly. I said I'm ready to die, but I ain't never in my life thought I'd see your demise. I'm on my knees bleeding. Why? Breathe. Why heart bleeding ain't no reason I don't believe it, won't believe it, must be dreaming, right? Tell me I'm dreaming, you ain't leaving, right? I'm bringing you to life. Every time they see my face, they hear my voice. The spirit reappears in forces. White horses and carriage carry you to the forest. Use the store swarms, it pours on them, never remorse. And it's a cold world, baby. Now that that you're gone. I go to war with it, baby, soar with it, baby. I forever mourn for you, baby. Let the mother angels know your brother's gone for it, baby. Goodbye to the only man that ever bothered to call me son. I look up to the sky, my only sister, the fallen one. I saw the sun rise, I thought how beautiful all it was. And with alongside, I said it's time that it's all enough. We suffer through it all, we gotta play that every hand is dealt. And try to never dwell on that which we can never help. I never felt so heartbroken, I feel the rain fall, good Lord. I never wanted to feel this pain, Lord.
And I hope you hear your brother when I say that everything that I do, every accomplishment I make, every victory I celebrate will be in the honor of the beautiful young woman that you had become, the intelligent and charming baby sister you always were, and the absolutely amazing woman that you would undoubtedly grow into. I love you.
Now I'm looking up at the sky, teary-eyed, crying to the moonlight. I never said goodbye, just let my angel fly. I said I'm ready to die, but I ain't never in my life thought I'd see your demise. I'm on my knees bleeding. Why? Why? Breathe. Why? Heart bleeding ain't a reason. I don't believe it, won't believe it, must be dreaming, right? Tell me I'm dreaming, you ain't leaving, right?
Alright. Check. Alright. I hope you guys heard that okay. Get out of there. I'm gonna exit that. Hold on a second. I appreciate you guys stopping by, listening to my music, talking with me a little bit. It's very therapeutic for me. A lot of the times you feel like you don't have anybody there for you, so it's a good feeling to know that there are people out there. And this is just a small fraction of people. Like we've got a nice little crew that comes through and really shows love to one another, and it's very important. So I have to send much love and respect out to each and every one of y'all, and I have to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, that you guys are really actually coming around and listening to my music, and listening to me talk, and listening to me kind of try to articulate, the type of things that I'm trying to explain, and the type of things that I'm trying to break down, and it's a very good feeling. It's a very, very good fucking feeling. It really is. And I appreciate it, all the way to the end. I mean, there's hands down. Thank you. Just fucking thank you. You guys are good people. I really appreciate you fuckers, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next live. Okay? So much love, and I'm looking forward to you guys, and I shall be back shortly, as always, with more, hopefully, fascinating shit to talk about. Because there's nothing worse than getting online and just having dead air, right? Let me get to my live videos. Check, 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 check. Wow. Good Lord. Thank you guys. All that shit I just said, I'm not going to say it again. Thank you guys. I love you motherfuckers. Peace out and have a good late afternoon, and I will be back shortly. Much love, guys, and thank you very much for being here to support me.